everyone and welcome back to my channel, or hi if you're new. In today's video I'm gonna show you 6 super easy last minute Halloween costume ideas that I think you will like, or at least I really hope so. These are 6 looks that I adore, that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I finally had a chance to because this video is in collaboration with TTDEYE. They sent me 6 pair of contacts to show you guys, and I thought it would be better to show you with different looks because that makes things a little bit more interesting. So I'm already wearing half of the first costume, which, if you haven't guessed it yet, is Poison Ivy. I went specifically with this design because it's my favorite. She's basically a very beautiful goth girl and I really love her design in that show, so I decided to recreate it. I also thought it matched my look a lot better than other ones, and it was the easiest as well. Now let me show you the package that they sent me. It's like this. It comes with information about their brand, stickers, and information about how to put on these contacts. It's always useful if you're a beginner. Then their contacts come in these cases and then in plastic containers individually, but I have already taken them out of their box or container and put them here because you have to soak them in contact solution for at least 24 hours before you try them on. In case you've never worn contacts before, I strongly recommend going through their do's and don'ts and all that stuff before you do, because it's your health and you don't want to risk it. And then you have these containers to store your contacts. It's really useful because you don't have to buy them afterwards. A little mirror that I haven't opened because I have a lot from them, and some glitter. The contacts I picked for this look are of course green. They're called Queen Green and they're a very beautiful color. I know my eyes are kind of bluish, greenish, so you might think that it's not going to be a huge difference, but let me tell you, when I have both on, it really looks different. This is what Queen Green looks like. I love the fact that they give you these tools to put on your contacts because I find it a lot easier, especially if you have long nails. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with just one. So you can see the difference between my real eyes and the contact. This is what Queen Green looks like next to my natural eye color, and now I'm gonna put on the other one so you can see the full effect. And this is the result with both on. I think it's a huge difference, but let me get closer. I think these are the perfect contacts for this look because they're not so artificial, and they're also not so natural that they barely look noticeable on my eyes. I like that there's a slight difference and it's not too overdone at the same time. By the way, I was waiting to put on the contacts to put on the gloves because I think it's one of the most iconic things of this character's outfit, but I went with a totally different dress because I didn't think a bodysuit would be such a good idea for me if I was going to a Halloween party, so I decided to go with a green dress. I know it's a pity that you cannot see the full dress here because of the space, but I think you can pretty much get an idea of how this outfit looks like. It's a very beautiful green dress. One of the reasons why I went with a dress and not a bodysuit is because I feel more comfortable with this, and 2, I think this is something that I could wear again for a different occasion rather than buying something that I'm only going to use once for a costume. This is one of the reasons why all of these costumes are going to be really easy, with things that you can possibly find at home or that you can buy and then reuse for something totally different, because I'm not such a big fan of the idea of buying something specifically for a costume and then never use it again, unless it's an accessory of course. But let's say for example I prefer to get a dress like this that I know I can use for different occasions instead of something that I'm only going to use once. This is the second look of the day, and I picked Misa from Death Note for this look. I think it's a very popular cosplay and one that I love doing, and I think it's pretty easy as well. You don't need a lot of new things, only black stuff that you already have at home and a blonde wig, unless you have blonde hair, which I do, for those of you who don't know. But I really love this wig for this because I don't have bangs, so it's a little easier with this. For this look I picked a pair of contacts that are called Vampire Red, and I'm gonna switch them right now. By the way, with these little tweezers that they give you, you can easily remove your contacts, so if you have long nails, it's not a problem at all. This is what Vampire Red looks like, and we're gonna start with one, just like before. I always use this trick if I'm wearing makeup, so having any kind of tissue at hand when you're putting on contacts is always useful. That's Vampire Red next to my natural eye color, and now we're gonna put on the other one. This is how it looks like with both of them on. I feel like this design is slightly bigger than the previous one, but it is still very comfortable. I forgot to mention this the previous time, but so far all the contacts I've tried from TTDEYE were really comfortable. I've been collaborating with this brand for a couple of years now, and I've never had any problem. Now back to the contacts. I really love how this looks with all the look. I tried red contacts with red eyeshadow and I wasn't a big fan, so I decided to keep the black and white look that I was wearing before because I think it fits this look as well. Just changed the necklace, and of course I'm wearing a blonde wig, but this is such an easy look to recreate. You basically need the hair, the contacts in a black outfit, and pretty much anything works, but I decided to spice it a little bit and went with a faux leather outfit. I always use this one when I want to dress as this character because I think it keeps the essence while it looks a little bit different and definitely more in my style because the top is really vampy. You can probably see the look much better now. I also put on the gloves, I didn't forget, and it's really cute. As I said, I think this is a very cute look and very flattering. It's easy to recreate, but it looks super convincing and kind of sexy. And you just need the thigh highs, black outfit, and the gloves, and then hair and contacts. But I think those are things, except for the contacts, that you can easily find at home, or maybe if you have like light brown hair, it also works. By the way, don't forget to let me know in the comments which one was your favorite look and what you're planning to do for Halloween or what you're dressing up as, because I am really curious. The next look I thought of for this video was The Love Witch. I'm not sure if you've watched that movie, but it's one of my favorites. It's the second time I dress up as a main character, and I love this look, honestly. First time I didn't have contacts, but now I decided to go with Queen Chocolate, which is my favorite brown color if you have light eyes and want to go brown. I've tried it a lot in the past, and this is the one I always keep coming back to because it looks very realistic but also really flattering. This is what Queen Chocolate looks like. Let's put on the first one. This is what Queen Chocolate looks like next to my natural eye color. As you can see, there's a huge difference and I just love it. Now I have both on, so what do you think? I think they're quite realistic because most of the time brown contacts don't look noticeable enough on blue eyes and they just look muddy and weird. But I think this color is really good. This is probably the third time I get these contacts, so just like real crystal. These are some of my go-to. By the way, I have this. It's a letter opener, but it looks just perfect for this look. I know I keep forgetting to mention how they feel, but that's because I don't have any problem with them. So far everything has been really comfortable, so if there was any problem I would just point it out, but since there is not, just know that they are very comfy. Now you can hopefully see the costume much better. I am wearing again lots of goth jewelry. This time is a little bit more colorful because I think it matches the vibe of the film very well. And this 70s red dress that it's similar to the one that she's wearing in one of the scenes in the movie. I know it's not exactly the same, but it has this 70s style that goes very much in line with the movie, and let me show you the whole thing. It is very short but really flattering and I like it a lot. The next look I'm gonna try on is Real Crystal. These are the first contacts I ever got from them, probably 2 years ago. Actually the first contacts I ever tried on, and I have to say this is probably one of my favorite contact colors. It looks amazing, so I'm just gonna show you. This is what Real Crystal looks like, and now I'm gonna put on one of these. As you can see, my eyes are naturally blue, but nowhere near as beautiful as this color, and I am obsessed with it. Now I'm putting on the other one, and this is me with both on. For this look, I went with something very easy again and very generic, which is a vampire. By the way, my previous video was a vampire makeup tutorial that is, I think, very easy to follow. You don't have to use those many products, and you can easily substitute some of them. This is a much more fitting look for these contacts. I love how they look as vampire ones, and they are really nice touch in contrast with red ones. And I think it looks a lot better if you do red makeup because everything looks too red and not as good as it does with a touch of contrast like this one. If you haven't watched it, I will link it somewhere in here, so go check it out because I think it's super useful if you're planning to dress as a vampire for Halloween. For this, other than the contacts, I don't think you need that much. Some makeup look that's more or less vampy, some kind of gothic jewelry like this. You can of course find cheaper alternatives if you are only gonna use it for Halloween. This is what I use on a daily basis, so I have like more fancy ones, but it's not a requirement. For the outfit, I specifically wanted to go with something that was basic and easy to find if you wanted to recreate the look. This is just a slip dress that you probably have at home, and if you're watching my videos, you probably have another black dress that you can use for this. And something lacy that if you don't have something like this and you do have to get something for Halloween, I think it's something you can reuse. The next look is something inspired by Bondage and fairies and furry goth and all that stuff mixed together to create something like this. It's a very loose interpretation, so again, this gives you a lot of possibilities in terms of what you can wear or how you approach this look. And for this, I went with a color called Vanilla Purple. I love purple eyes, so after the first ones, I think this would probably be my go-to for an everyday kind of look. This is what Vanilla Purple looks like. Let's go in with the first one. This is what it looks like on me. It's super subtle, but it gives my eye color a little weird twist that I really like. Well, let's put on the other one. This is what I look with both of them on. I know it's not a huge difference, but it's subtle and cute, and maybe not the best for Halloween perhaps, but for an everyday look I really like it. Maybe if this is more your style to go out, I think it looks fantastic. For this I opted for some freckles because I think it makes the look come together really nicely. And I went with a white dress. I know I almost never wear anything that's not black or red, but for some reason I really liked this one. It's from one of my previous hauls, and I hope you like it as much as I do. I also put on the gloves that I almost forgot again. I know this is kind of a weird and loose idea for a Halloween look, but maybe just for an everyday look, I think it's really nice combining innocent things like a baby doll dress with bondage stuff or gloves or, you know, very heavy makeup. I think it's a really nice idea, and I personally love the way it came out. And last but not least, we are going with the last look for today, which is based again on a very loose idea. I was going for a possessed doll, but since I didn't want to be repetitive and I was going for a baby doll dress with a black wig, I thought, okay, let's give this a Barbie-like twist. So I went with this fizzy outfit in pink and this blonde wig. The choker is kind of Paris Hilton in the early 2000s. So this is more or less what I went with, but this look would work with any kind of zombie, possessed doll or possessed anything. And that's why we're going with grid-in white contacts, which are all white, but the kind that let you see a little bit. This is what grid-in white looks like. And now we're going with the first one. This is what the first one looks like on. So far I can tell you that although I can see, it is not as easy as it would be without them. You have like, you get to keep 40% of your vision more or less. Slightly less when you're looking at the bright source of light like I'm doing right now. But if I look at the dark place, let's say I can see 40% of what I should see normally. If you're going out, I strongly recommend wearing just one of these because you get a really great look and you don't compromise your vision. But of course I'm gonna put on the other one just for you. I know I'm not gonna be able to see that well once I do this, so if there's anything out of focus or whatever, I am very sorry, but I won't be able to see that well. I really hope my camera is still filming. I cannot see almost anything because there's a lot of light. It's a lot more difficult to see when there's so much light. If I look back, I can see a lot better. But right now, I'd say I'm keeping like 10% of my vision. Anyways, I really love this look as far as I can see, which is not a lot, but I know it looks really cool. And I was kind of keeping the most interesting look for the end because I wanted you to watch the whole thing, and I really hope you did. This is the outfit, and maybe you can see the full thing. I don't have a lot of space to show you everything at the same time, but I really hope you like this look. It's one of my favorites, although I cannot see that well right now, but I'm really happy with it, and I know it's something quite interesting for Halloween because it's still horror themed, but totally different from the usual costumes. I hope you guys like it as well. I'm in love with the outfit, and of course with how the contacts make it all come together. Now, some final thoughts. I am located in Spain, so I can only speak for the European Union. I know you don't have to pay taxes with this brand, and shipping is really fast. Then ask for other countries because I cannot really tell you, but my experience so far has been completely positive. These contacts are available with and without prescription, so if you need that, there's no problem because you can ask for that and order your prescription. There's nothing negative about the experience I had with the 6 contacts that I tried on today, other than the fact that I cannot really see with these ones, but that was something that I already knew before because that's how it goes with white contacts, and I already knew that if I wanted to go out with this, I would have to go with one and the other one with my eye or a different color. So I hope you liked this video if you made it so far. If you did, don't forget to give this a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye!